Hey, good afternoon, Bob Trade Genius. 27th of February, and I'm going to show you Bitcoin, but I'm going to jump over to SPY and I'll come back to Bitcoin in a second. I just want to show you that it is up today, and this is what the stock market looked like. Okay, so pretty nice rollover. Going the 1 minute, a little bit more dramatic, and we're getting a pulse in the dollar higher, and a lot of it has to do with the interest rates, and they pushed up again, up to almost 0.9293 again, and the market can't sustain this. So we'll see these come down eventually here, but it's gonna kill the stock market. And so like we've been saying, is that I'm pretty convinced that looking at SPY here, I'm going to go back to it on the hourly. That we're going to retest this bottom here. Okay, this is all just a reaction. Okay, from the sell-off, and there's just no reason why the stock prices need to be anywhere near these prices. With an interest rate 10-year at 3%. With volatility sitting at 17, 18, with a PE of 30, the SPY should be closer to 200 than 270. And I think it's going to work its way down. And so just be prepared as you see this thing just grind. And this high here, I think this is the high for this economic cycle. So the only way that thing's going to get breached if you're going to see gold, silver, miners, and the crypto's just ripping higher because we're having a currency event. But I think we sell off pretty hard before that occurs. Now going back to Bitcoin, it looks really nice. It's doing exactly that we expected now that it broke off this downtrend line. That it was bouncing, it bounced, it bounced, it broke, it tested, and it bounced. Now we get up to here again, and then we can start moving higher, and I suspect that we will. And you're seeing now is that a lot of people, it's funny because I'm on Twitter a lot, and I just see so many divergent points of view. It just makes your head want to explode. And there's people out there talking about, well, there's no liquidity, cryptos are gonna collapse, and I'm like, the liquidity flows into the cryptos because it's coming out of the stock market. Just remember, the move that you're going to see here next 3 to 5 years, money's going to move from financial assets to real assets, and they're going to move from banking assets to non-banking assets, and that's the cryptocurrencies. So for those who have been long suffering in gold, silver, miners, and cryptocurrencies, that's where you're going to see the move. And so those of us who are gold and silver bugs are going to be pretty happy. Those of us in cryptos have been happy. We're going to be even happier. And it has to happen. The mirage has been going on for too long, and it's ending. And so just FYI for that. Now, but on gold and silver side, we're gonna have to endure some pain here for a little bit. Okay, so when the dollar goes up, it's going to cause some issues. And same with silver. And so what I'm going to be doing here is I have small positions in AG and Goro, and I have one in WPM, but it's not posted on our something I posted. Something I always have a little bit of is that I'm going to start building up in the month of March. I'm going to be building up my AG position and building up my Goro and looking for maybe some GG as well, because I think come April there'll be people pretty panicked, and they're going to be really trying to push this dollar down, and then you're going to see the metals and miners just rocket. And I want to be prepared, so I'll be buying into this weakness and get ready for the dollar to do its thing. But in the meantime, look for the stock market to fall another 5 to 7% over the next probably 5 to 10 days is my guess. And also, if you're interested, we do have a couple of the half-off specials still available. If you haven't checked into them, it's 50 me when you call in and use that as the promo code. And we're going to run that at least till tomorrow. And a lot of people took advantage of it, so there's a few left. So take advantage of it if you really like it, and join us. We'll help you navigate this market. We had a great day today. We were short SPY, and we were long natural gas. I'll talk natty here real quick while I'm doing that. It held up really nicely today, and so nice basing in UNG. I think when report comes out on Thursday, we'll start seeing this thing really move. And March is going to be cold in the U.S., going to be cold in Europe, and this is the time when they really want to start filling the storage tanks again, and they have to keep drawing out because of this weather. And I think it's going to cause some bidding wars to happen here pretty soon, and I think we're going to see natural gas prices just explode. So good risk reward here. On Thursday, Southwest Energy is going to report. I'll probably buy another 1,000 shares of it before then, and I think this thing's going to rock and roll too. They're producing more gas than they did before. Prices are good. Well-run company, and I think you guys will like what happens here. But at the very worst, I mean, look how much it already sold off going into this earnings report. A lot of times when this happens like this, you know, the news is already out of it if they were nervous at all, and now I think it's upside. So I'm looking for this thing to come back up, get into the 4s again, and maybe even climb back up to the 5s here by the end of the spring. And then one last thing too, because food is moving too. JJG's just been on a mission, and I think this will move like this until June. They may sell it down then, and then when they find out the crops are going to not be very good for the harvest, this when you're going to see food break out too. So so that's the theme for me is food and natural gas. And then as soon as we get this dollar scare, pretty heavy in the metals and miners. But for March, it's short the market, long nat gas for me. Come April, it's going to be long metals and miners and long food. So anyway, thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys later, and I'll check with Phil if he's going to be able to do a crypto report in the morning, and if not, I'll go ahead and do one. And Phil's just transitioning some stuff around, so it's not as consistent as he usually is, but hopefully starting next week he'll be back into a normal rotation. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.